Are you still not a believer of giants? Titans, in fact. Well, are you sure about that? Are you real sure about that? You see, what you're seeing here isn't AI or CGI or some sort of camera trick. No, this is a mountain range in the United States. One with a very interesting name, in fact, because what you're looking at is the truth in plain sight, like they always do. It's the Grand Teton Mountain Range. Not Titan, but Teton, which might as well be Titan. And what I have to show you in a second is now, what you might not realize is that everything that you think is a fairy tale is true, and everything that you think is true is a fairy tale. And giants most certainly existed. It's biblical, in fact. And now I'm going to point some of these out. Here's a head right here, and you can see eye, and it even has an arm here. So this is its whole body. Its body and its head. And we're going to zoom in over here to another one where it's got a longer nose and a mouth, and these would have been its eyes. So mouth, nose, eyes, and there are so many that I literally believe this is a field of titans that died in the flood. And I just want to point out some of the more obvious ones to you and then have a little chat. Here's one here where this lake was its mouth. You even can see two nostrils here, and then two dugout holes here where its eyes would have been. So this whole thing was its face. Mouth, nostrils, eyes. Now back to our friend here with kind of looked like he had long hair. But if you're familiar with the Bible, you know that the flood wasn't just because God was angry. It was because all flesh was corrupt. And there were mixing of DNA and mixing of human with animal DNA. And this one here, to me, almost looks like a half man, half cat being. Eye here, eye, nose. That whole thing here is its head. And again, it wasn't even that all flesh was corrupt and they were just living in peace. They were eating the normal sized humans. They were warring with each other. Here's one with its mouth. You can literally see remnants of teeth in its nose. And here's a pond or lake that used to be its eye socket. Same thing right here. So two eye sockets, its mouth and nostrils. Again, literal nostrils in a mouth and teeth. Undeniable evidence here. I think this one is somewhat tough to see, but there's literally two heads next to each other, and I circle them here, but here's a mouth and two eyes, so a whole face right there. A mouth and a nose and two eyes. Face, and the same thing here. It's a mouth, nose, two eyes. So a face and a face. Those are kind of tough to see, but eye, nose, mouth, and when I zoom out, you can see it more. Eyes, nose, mouth, eyes, nose, mouth. Now, what they also do with truth in plain sight is some of these petrified ancient titans, they literally make into cartoons. This one here looks like trapped. Here's its jaw. It's trap jaw. And then it almost looks like a cat being again. But here, if you look at its jaw here, and its whole head is here. Here's his eye and his nose. So this is his jaw. And you can see like literal teeth, his jawline. Kind of looks like a cat being, almost like the Thundercats. But I think it's more of a trap jaw, just for people that have no idea what I'm talking about. So here's its jaw, reminiscent of He-Man and trap jaw. Here's its whole head here with an ear, kind of reminiscent of Panthro from Thundercats. And I think some of these titans even had pet dragons. Here's one. Its whole head is right here, where its eye and its mouth. And I think it literally died holding onto its pet dragon right here. Eye, mouth. Here's the whole dragon and the whole head. Dragon eye, mouth, maybe even a horn. There's a field of petrified titans here. And that's a tooth. And once you realize that, like I said in the beginning, that everything you think is fairy tale is true and everything you think is the truth is fairy tale, well, then the mind can let the eyes see. But if you don't realize that yet, then yes, this is just perfect pareidolia, and the Bible is nothing but allegorical fiction. It doesn't truly hold the truth to living under a firmament and titans and giants and dragons existing. Nope. And we most definitely don't live in a spiritual realm where spiritual warfare is going on like crazy, and we definitely live on a globe spinning 1,000 miles per hour. I feel it right now. Entertainment only, people.